it's those type of things where you pulling and I'm like, all right, I like what this person's doing. I like what these person's doing. So as far as inspiration, it's so many different ones, but it's particular things that I'm pulling away from people.
Each
yes.
person. So since you mentioned Tyler Perry, let's talk about him. So I am a fan.
Yes.
Just like you. I am, however, not the biggest fan of Madea.
Yeah.
But I am a fan of Tyler Perry.
Yes.
So not too long ago, I'm going to think maybe this past summer, Tyler Perry got a lot of flack online.
Yeah.
You know, kind of got roasted and a couple other, negative things were said when it was learned that he does all of his own writing.
Yeah.
And I wanted your thoughts on that. Like, is that a bad thing? Because the way he came out with it was like, I'm grinding. Like he showed the big stack of I've written all of this, and people were like, and you could either love it or hate it. And a lot of people were like, well, that explains a lot. All of his stuff is the same and blah, 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 blah. Feel however you want to feel about his process. The man is a genius.
Yes.
Okay. But I want your take on that. Like, how does the fact that he's writing all of his own stuff, does that dim the creative light a little bit?
No. I would say, what he's doing is what he's doing. And that's one thing I'll say is if we have to look at what everybody else say about us and we try to say, I'm going to shift for you, or I'm going to make it what you want it to be, then you're not being true to yourself. If that's what you want to do, you can make 1,000 Medeas. And I'm not saying, but if he wanted to make 1,000 Medeas, if he has an audience for that, then that's good. I think that some people feel like everybody needs to be expanding and reaching out hands to everybody. Like, I don't need to be trying to make you happy and you happy and you happy. There's
this culture of pleasing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you can't please everybody. It's just impossible.
Exactly. Because somebody's not going to like what you're going to do.
Right.
And I think that what Tyler Perry's doing is he basically at that time, and he's still doing it now, he took a stand. He was like, no, this is what I'm doing. Now, if somebody wants something different, then they should go make that fucking different.
Exactly.
That's how I look at it. You know what I mean? But that's how I look at it. Because the reality of it is, people are like this, no, I expect more from you. Well, no, see, that's the thing. You shouldn't expect anything.
Right.
You should just, if you want to see his films, go see his films. Because is he a genius? Hell yeah. Is he building a lot of stuff from scratch? Hell yeah. That's what a lot of people can't do. So people want to nitpick and find anything. Well, that's why all your shows look the same or sound the same or this is the same. You're like, yeah, but you know what?
So what?
Guess what? If we look into filmmaking, you got certain amount of genres and you got so many stories that you're going to tell. They're going to all bleed into each other.
Exactly.
Guess what? If he's bundling up his thing, he found his niche. And to me, I'm like this. People shouldn't give anybody flack first off of what they're doing. Right. If you love his work, just love his work. And if you saying, oh, it'd be cool if he did something different, guess what? It's a director for that.
Exactly.
You can go see that
Y'all hear this? It's a director for that.
Yes.
Y'all leave Tyler Perry alone.
Exactly. He's doing good, and I think that a lot of times you can learn from it. From it. Look what he's doing. Take notes. Now, if you need to deviate and make something the way you want it to be, guess what? It's going to be stuff you want.
Well, would you or